Serving fans throughout the Midwest and even more around the world, this is the Show Me Sports Network. The following is an exclusive broadcast property presentation of the Show Me Sports Network and is a high-fidelity, all-digital broadcast. This broadcast is copyright by the Show Me Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast without the Show Me Sports Network's written consent is prohibited.
It's time for Jefferson City Renegades baseball on the Show Me Sports Network. Renegades pregame show on the exclusive home for Renegades baseball. The Show Me Sports Network will recap last game's highlights, set the stage for first pitch, and even get the thoughts of the head coach during the pregame show. All while we get set to bring you the exciting play-by-play action of your Jefferson City Renegades. The best pregame coverage in the Mink League is on the air as Blake Gazaway and Grayson Smith are ready in the broadcast booth. Exclusive pregame coverage of Jefferson City Renegades baseball is brought to you by Centurion Communications, Batteries Plus Bulbs, Avon with Michelle Carty, Storm Pro Contractors, Mossy Oak Properties, Law Office of Russ Swanigan, River Oak Christian Academy, Kathy Rush Remax Realty, Eddie Gaydell Society, Joe Mockins Ford, Riley Automotive, Southwest Dental, Canterbury Hill Winery, The Dugout Sports Cars, Edward Jones, Central Bank, Farmers Insurance, Animal Medical Center, Downtown Chiropractic Clinic, Jefferson Bank, BE Renewed LLC, Poncheros, State Tech College of Missouri, MFA, and Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Jefferson City Renegades baseball on the Renegades Radio Network. Now, here's the voice of the Show Me Sports Network and the Jefferson City Renegades Radio Network, Blake Gazaway.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone. Blake Gazaway here with you from historic Ernie Vivian Field as we are just about a little over 10 minutes away from getting our ball game underway here as your Jefferson City Renegades playing the hosts to the visiting St. Joseph Mustangs in a hot one here at the ballpark. Driving in, it was saying 94 and 95 degrees, so it is a hot night at the ballpark. Do have a few clouds. Not much, but that sun's going to beat down on the ballpark here most of the evening as we play until it gets down behind the tree line here, as we said, at historic Ernie Vivian Field here in Jefferson City. Blake Gazaway here with you. I'll be solo again tonight as Grayson Smith. He's been out of town the last several nights, and I know he's having some vacation time, so hopefully he's having a great time as he is out, but he's missing some good baseball as the Renegades coming back to win in a game on Monday night that they played all of the game down. They gave up some runs in the first inning and played the rest of the game in a trailing position, and they tied it up and ended up going into the bottom of the ninth inning. It was tied 12-12, and they tied it up or tied it up before the ninth inning, and were able to take the go-ahead run in the bottom of the ninth inning as they get the victory over at home over the Chillicothe Mudcats. As this game tonight, game 3 of the 6-game homestead, as we're off tomorrow. And then Friday, which is supposed to be the hottest day of the year so far, supposed to be triple digits on Friday, but we'll host the Sedalia Bombers here, and then Saturday turn right back around and host the Chillicothe Mudcats. And then on Sunday, that'll be game 6 of the 6-game homestead, as that'll be the Joplin Outlaws. First time we'll see them this season. They come to town. And then we'll be on the road on Monday as we'll travel to Sedalia and take on the Bombers, and then back home to face the Outlaws at home again on Tuesday. And then Wednesday's a rain date. And then Friday and Saturday, we'll be on the road traveling to Clarinda to take on the A's, and then to Des Moines to take on the Des Moines Peak Prospects. So a heavy schedule of action here, as we said, game 3 of the 6-game homestead tonight, as players going through their pregame rituals, getting warmed up We said it's a hot night here at the ballpark, but we are ready for some baseball here on this Wednesday evening. Taking a look at some of the other Mink League action for today. Let me get the page to load here, and then we will get you set for the other games. As the remaining games here today in the Mink League, they will see in action the Sedalia Bombers. They are hosting the Chillicothe Mudcats. That game at Liberty Park Stadium in Sedalia. And the Clarinda A's, they are hosting the Des Moines Peak Prospects. That game at Clarinda Municipal Stadium. Both of those games set for a 7 o'clock first pitch. And as we said, our game here as we host the St. Joseph Mustangs. These two teams very familiar with each other, as this is the third matchup of the season so far. They will see each other several more times. But the third matchup of 4, let's scan the schedule. Looks like they'll only play them one more time. So this is game 3 of 4. The Mustangs beat the Renegades in the last game they had 7-1. However, back in early June in the second road trip we had, which was to St. Joe, first one was to Celia, but the game went in favor of the Renegades at 6-2. So these two teams, again, very familiar with each other, as umpires and head coaches will be meeting shortly at home plate to exchange lineups and go over their plan for this evening. Taking a look at the standings here in the Mink League, as in the North Division, out front will be the Clarinda A's. They are sitting with a record of 7-2 in Mink League action. In second place are the St. Joseph Mustangs. They're a game and a half back with a record of 5-3. The Chillicothe Mudcats, they sit at 3-5. They are 3.5 games back. Do want to mention 3-game win streak for the A's, 4-game win streak for the Mustangs. So the Renegades trying to snap that. And for the Des Moines Peak Prospects, they sit at 1-5 on the season and 4.5 games back in the North Division. For the South Division, well, your Renegades sit at the top, as they sit with a record of 5-5. But also up there, Sedalia Bombers, they are 4-4, and the Joplin Outlaws are also 4-4 on the season. So all three of those teams vying for a South Division championship. And then the Nevada Griffins, they're just a half game back as they sit at 5-6 on the season. So tight, much tighter race here in the South Division, as of course the Renegades riding a 1-game win streak. So are the Bombers, and 2-game losing streaks for the Outlaws and the Griffins. To take a look at the standings for the Mink League, as we said here at Ernie Vivian Field, 300 feet down either left or right foul pole, and straightaway 375 in center field. We did see several home runs this last game as the Renegades found the long ball several times. That's what got them back in the game and let them ultimately work towards getting that victory. As hopefully you're enjoying tonight's broadcast here on the Show Me Sports Network. So Blake Gazwa here with you. So I'll be with you all season long as the voice of the Jefferson City Renegades. If you haven't done so, be sure and like our Facebook page. Just search for the Show Me Sports Network. You can find us on Facebook. We try to post various things for the team. Get starting lineups, projected starting lineups, and game finals with some other information. Several other things we have going on. So we try to post those things for you to take a look at. And also, if you haven't done so, be sure and like the Jefferson City Renegades Facebook page as well, as they have a pretty active Facebook page. So be sure and like that as well. We'll take a look at the starting lineups. I did have a chance to go down and chat with some of the players and head coach Mike D'Amelia and check on how the team was faring today, and everybody did have a good day off yesterday, as it was a well-deserved day off, especially getting that victory on Monday night, and particularly with them having such a hot game. So, again, the day off tomorrow will be nice with the day off to give them a chance to get some rest and keep hydrated. Did check, though, on Dunbar as he was hit on that line drive right on the elbow. He said he's sore. Coach said he was sore, but has a little swelling, but he's going to be okay. So taking a look at the starting lineups for the St. Joe Mustangs, they'll start off with left fielder in Brady Holden. They'll bat second will be center fielder Sam Cassani. Designated hitter batting third will be Michael Pauly. Batting fourth, first baseman Sean O'Malley. Played in right field, batting fifth, Ike Book. Playing third base, that'll bat sixth, that's Chase Spoonmore. Batting seventh and playing shortstop, Cole Slobowski. Catching, number 8, batting eighth rather, will be Cole Fenton. And second base tonight and batting ninth will be Noah Bodenhausen. And on the mound will be Dawson Smith. Taking a look at the starting lineups for the Jefferson City Renegades, playing second base and leading off will be Caden Deal. Batting second, playing left field, Mr. HBP, that's Brady Voss. Batting third will be first baseman Carter Mize. Designated hitter batting fourth will be Hamilton Anderson. Batting fifth, right fielder Andrew Patton. Batting sixth and shortstop will be Joseph Keelholz. Center field and batting seventh tonight's game will be David Dell. Batting eighth, playing third base, Jason Marte. And catching and batting ninth, Al Claro. And on the mound will be Caden Hessel, as he will be the starting pitcher for tonight's game. As we'll have the first pitch coming up here momentarily. As one of the Parks and Rec staff is going to throw out the first pitch. So line for Helsel. He's 0 for 1. He has a 9.00 ERA. He's pitched in 2 games, has a save, and he's had 5 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, 5 walks, and given up 6 hits. So he will be on the mound. He is from Mocaine, Missouri, a 6'1", 190-pound right-hander, sophomore at Drury. We'll pause and be back as playing for the national anthem. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Renegades baseball.
As a former veteran, for 2 years I tried to get my disability and nothing worked. Then I called Wes Swanigan, and he got the results that I really needed.
I hear stories like this all the time where people are overwhelmed with the system. As a former Social Security attorney, I will help you get the benefits that you deserve.
Russ Swanigan lives and works in mid-Missouri, and he's here to help you.
The help you deserve for the benefits you've earned. The law offices of Russ Swanigan.
The following public service announcement is brought to you by the Eddie Gaedel Society, Jefferson City Chapter 10, doing little things to make a big difference.
Want to make a big difference in your community? Be kind to others, drive safely, and put litter in its proper place.
Join us in celebrating Eddie Gaedel's historic Major League appearance as a member of the St. Louis Browns by doing something nice for someone today.
Take a walk, Eddie.
Attention class of 2021. It's time to think about your future. It's time for you to take action. It's time to apply to State Tech. But you better hurry because space is filling up fast. In fact, more than 85% of our seats will be filled by March. So don't delay and find out firsthand why State Tech is ranked the best college in the country for the 2nd year in a row. And we are proud to be known as the employer's choice. Apply today at statetechmo.edu.
Through the years, we've faced events that have challenged our lung health, and respiratory therapists save lives through them all. We've come a long way since the iron lung, but respiratory therapy remains an essential piece to patient care. Heroically working on the front lines of COVID-19, respiratory therapists dedicate their lives to save yours. Essential to patient care, to our care. Take time to thank a respiratory therapist for saving lives every day.
We are just about ready to get our ball game underway as Caden Hessel on the mound for the Renegades. As we said, he's 6'1", 190-pound right-hander, as he will have the start for the Renegades tonight. They're coming off that 13-12 victory Monday night as they hosted the Chillicothe Mudcats here at historic Ernie Vivian Field. That game was one that saw the Renegades down by 9 at one point. Looked like it might be a shortened game. Then they come back and tied it up, and we looked like we were going to go to extra innings. So leading off the game for the Mudcats will be left fielder in Brady Holden. So on plate umpire says we are ready to play baseball. As Holden steps in, left-handed batter. First pitch downstairs, ball one. He said it's a beautiful night. It's a little hot, but a beautiful night for baseball here at the ballpark. 1-0 pitch. That one's going to be a hot shot foul down the first base line, so that'll take the count to 1 ball and 1 strike as we play here in the top of the first inning. So the 1-1 pitch is on its way. That one downstairs. Cannot get the bottom part of the plate. That'll take it to 2 balls and 1 strike. We said hot evening here was 94, 95 driving into the ballpark. That one's going to be hit into the air, and it's going to go foul over the third base side and will come back into play. So that will take it to 2 balls and 2 strikes, as nobody could get a glove on it for the Renegades. So Holden will step back in. As 2-2 count on him. The next offering from Helsel is on its way. That one called strike 3. That one bottom fell out of it after it got through the strike zone. So that will be strikeout number 1. Center fielder Sam Cassane will step in now. First pitch to him upstairs, ball 1. Cassane playing center field. He steps in, hitting a 111. He's going to send the ball to center field, going back on it. At the warning track, tracking it down is Dell. That'll be a long out, but that will be out number 2. Michael Pauly will step in now. He's a right-handed batter. He's the designated hitter for tonight's game. So he will step in. First pitch to him downstairs. But we'll take the count to 1 ball and no strikes. Next pitch to him. He's going to foul that one. Mize is going to give a little bit of chase, but it's going to get out of play over the first base dugout, so that will take the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. So we'll do it again. 1-1 pitch. That one inside. Pops out of the glove of Claro, so that will take it to 2 balls and 1 strike. For the Renegades, they're wearing their yellow jerseys with the blue numbers, the blue striping. Does have some white pinstripes on it. 2-1 pitch is going to be a hot shot. Hit to shortstop. Keelholz will glove it. Throw over to Mize at first base in time. That'll be a 6-3 put out. And that will be the minimum face to start off the top of the first inning. 3 batters up, 3 batters down. Still scoreless as we'll go to the bottom of the first. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Renegades Baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Parents, catching kids being good is at the heart of every parenting strategy you'll find at boystown.org/parenting. We've got parenting guides, articles, videos, quick tips, and even live parent talks on Facebook with Boys Town experts. Visit boystown.org/praise to receive your 10 Ways to Praise magnet. It's a great reminder to catch them being good, and that great parenting advice is just a click away.
Well, the Renegades will come to bat here in the bottom of the first inning after 3 up and 3 down. Strikeout, a pop out to center field, and a 6-3 put out as they got the Mustangs down in order. For the Renegades, they will come to bat to lead off the game with second baseman in Caden Deal. He's from O'Fallon, Missouri, a 5'10", 170-pounder. He bats left-handed, throws right. He's a freshman at Northwest Missouri State. So Deal will step in. He is third in the team hitting percentage, coming in averaging a .333. He's had 3 RBIs, 10 hits, 8 walks. First offering from Smith is in there for strike 1. So that'll put Deal down in the count at 0-1. In the on-deck circle, Brady Voss. That pitch is going to be a hard-hit ball into center field, and the center fielder in Cassane will track it down, and that'll be out number 1. So stepping in will be Brady Voss. Voss is from Lake St. Louis, Missouri, 6', 175-pounder, a right-hander across the board. Sophomore at Missouri S&T. We also call him, or I call him at least, Mr. HBP, as he is leading the team, if not leading the Mink League in hit by pitches. He's got 10. First pitch is upstairs, ball 1. Again, at some point tonight, I expect to see him to get hit with the ball. He's a magnet for that. He was hit 4 times in one game a couple of games ago. That pitch also upstairs. That'll take it to 2 balls and no strikes. As I said, this is game 12, and he's been hit in averaging 10 hits so far, and we've only played 12 games. So that's an average of almost 1 per game. He'll foul that one off. That'll take the count to 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out here. Carter Mize, first baseman, will be in the on-deck circle. So Voss will step back in, 2-1 count on its way. That one outside for ball 3. So that'll take it to 3-1 now, the count. And he'll step back in from the right-hand side of the plate. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out here. The pitch is going to be upstairs, walked him. So Voss will be issued the free pass to first base. Now stepping in will be Carter Mize, hitting a team-leading .400. He's had 16 hits, including 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, and 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Does have 4 stolen bases. Mize from St. Louis, Missouri, a 6'2", 200-pounder. Left-hander, throws left and bats right. Junior at Missouri Baptist. First pitch. That one upstairs for ball 1. Thing had some heat on it, was just above the strike zone. So Voss will take a healthy lead at, back up just a little bit at first base. Pitcher and Smith will check. Now he'll throw over and he's back safely. So it'll be a 1 ball, no strike count here, 1 out for Mize. Next offering from Smith, that one downstairs in the dirt. So that'll take it to 2-0. Voss was ready to take second base, but did not break on that pitch. Smith looks in, gets the sign he wants. Left-hander's next offering. That one's upstairs, ball 3. So Smith playing with the idea that he may put 2 back-to-back runners here on base with walks. He'll throw over to first base. Voss back in time. As we said, we're playing here at beautiful, historic Ernie Vivian Field in Jefferson City. 3-0 pitch will be forthcoming. That one in there for strike 1. Mize was taking all the way. So that'll make it 3 balls and 1 strike with 1 out here. So we play in the bottom of the first inning. Renegades have 1 out, have 1 on base, will also be at first base. Another throw back to first base. They're definitely concerned about Voss being over there at first base. He is a threat to run, doesn't have a ton of stolen bases this season so far. I'll throw over again. They're just trying to keep him honest over there. So 3 balls and 1 strike as Mize will step back in, the left-handed batter. Leads the team. He'll hit a hot shot to the first baseman. He'll step on first, throw over for the double play. And it's a 3-6 double play. And that will take us out of the inning. So no damage done there for the Renegades. As we'll pause and be back, you're listening to exclusive coverage of Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Wow, big things going on in the world lately. With so much confusion, it's easy to feel lost and overwhelmed. We all want to believe in something, and the most important cause of all is your amazing self. YourLifeYourVoice.org has answers and advice for teens who feel left out and are starting to doubt themselves. You have so much to offer. YourLifeYourVoice.org can help you find it.
Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, safely drive that automobile. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel. Safely drive that automobile. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel.
We go to the top of the second inning as the Mustangs will lead off with hitters 4, 5, and 6. That'll be first baseman Sean O'Malley, right fielder Ike Book, and third baseman Chase Spoonmore. Taking a look at other Mink League action. Top of the first inning, the Mudcats have put a 2-spot up as they lead 2-0 as they play at Sedalia against the Bombers. And the Des Moines Peak Prospects, they are leading 2-0 over Clarinda at the moment. And not sure what inning that is. Theirs is not, it's just updated periodically. It's not live scored. So Sean O'Malley will step in. First pitch to him is going to get the outside corner for strike number 1. O'Malley stepping in, hitting a 176. Next offering, that one's going to be fouled off of his leg, so he'll be down in the count, and no balls and 2 strikes. So he will step back in. Home plate umpire gives him some time there to gather himself. So the 0-2 pitch will be on its way. That one bounces to home plate. Clareau does a nice job to get over and keep it in front of him, so that'll take it to 1 ball and 2 strikes. O'Malley does have 6 hits on the season. He's going to hit a hard hit ball coming over his left fielder, and Voss will track it down for out number 1. He gave it a ride, but just not long enough. Now stepping in will be right fielder Ike Book. He's the second in the team average, entering at a .345. He's had 10 hits, including 4 doubles, and has 9 RBIs. First pitch to him downstairs, ball 1. Those 9 RBIs are a team-leading RBI total. That one's going to be in the dirt for ball 2. We'll go back to the net. He steps in. He's a left-handed batter. Said neither team has scored here as we play in the top of the second inning. Be sure if you're listening to tonight's game, let us know. We always like to know where our listeners are, that you're enjoying the broadcast. That one misses outside for ball 3. That's a pitch I don't think I would take again. So 1 out here in the top of the second inning. That one hits the outside part of the plate for strike number 1. So 3 balls and 1 strike is your count. That one low, and that will be a walk. So Book will jog on down to first base. So third baseman Chase Spoonmore. Both starting pitchers giving up a walk in the game so far. So Book will be at first base. Spoonmore steps in with 1 out here. Like to see him hit into a double play. Throw over to first and back safely was Book. He's got the tag on him, but he was safely back to the bag. So Spoonmore will step in from the right-hand side of the plate. Helsel will check the runner now. He'll go to his delivery. That one inside, ball 1. So it'll be a 1-0 count. 1 out here, runner on first base. That one's going to be a high fly ball hit to center field. Dell will jog in. He'll make the one-handed grab, and that will be out number 2. That thing was hit a mile high, but it was tracked down in center field by Dell. Now stepping in will be shortstop Cole Slobowski. Slobowski enters the game with a .250 batting average. Has 5 hits and 2 ribbies. Does have 6 strikeouts. Throw over to first base. As runner back in time, that's Book. For the Mustangs, they're wearing their red uniform tops with the gray bottoms and the white numerals, and that's the gray trim on the top on the jersey. That first pitch behind Slobowski as it hits the concrete barrier and bounces halfway to first base. So Book will go down to second base on a wild pitch. Essel will get the sign he wants from Clareau. Clareau will set up behind home plate, and a foul ball hit down the third base line. Third base coach was directed towards him, but he got out of the way. So we'll take the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Still room for you to make it out to the ballpark here tonight. 2 outs, runner on second. Essel will check the runner. 1-1 pitch. That one low. And I'll take it to 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one pitch on its way. That one on the inside corner for strike number 2. He got that one to go his way. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here. Runner on second base. Essel will get the sign. Well, he'll step off. Essel trying to get the final out here as we play top of the second. That one upstairs. That will take us to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we'll have a full count. Payoff pitch on its way. That one's going to be a chopper, and it's going to be to the second baseman in deal. Throw over to first, and Mize will get it for the 4-3 putout. So there was 1 walk issued, but 1 more than the minimum faced in the inning. No runs scored as we'll go to the bottom of the second inning. As Renegades will come to bat, you're listening to exclusive coverage Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
It doesn't matter how you say it, as long as you say it often. Praise your child at least 4 times for every time you correct them, and you'll be on your way to raising a confident, caring kid. 4-to-1 praise is just one of the many parenting tools from the experts at Boys Town. Visit boystown.org/praise to receive your 10 Ways to Praise magnet. It's a great reminder to keep it positive, and that helpful parenting advice is just a click away.
First inning. So we'll send batters 3, 4, and 5. Sorry, 4, 5, and 6. I can't count. As it'll be designated hitter for tonight's game, Hamilton Anderson. He will lead off for the Renegades. Right fielder Andrew Patton will be in the on-deck circle, and after him will be shortstop Joseph Keelholz. As Hamilton Anderson, he enters the game hitting a .394 here. Second on the team in average. Just .006 difference between Carter Mize and Hamilton Anderson to lead the team. So he's just .006 in the batting average back from leading the team. Has 13 hits. Hamilton Anderson from Columbia, Illinois, 6'3", 200-pounder, left Left-handed batter, right-handed thrower, a freshman at State Fair Community College in Sedalia. First pitch, he's going to hit a chopper to the first baseman. He'll glove it, and he'll step on the bag unassisted for the first out. So that will be out number 1. Right fielder Andrew Patton, he will step in. He's from Columbia, 6'2", 200-pounder, bats right and throws right, a junior at Newman. First pitch from Smith to him. That one upstairs, ball 1. So he will be heading the count at 1 ball and no strikes. He enters the game hitting a .258. Has 2 home runs. He's going to hit a shot to the shortstop. He'll glove it, throw over to first, and get him for the second out of the inning. That was a 6-3 putout. As we said, Patton had a monster home run over the left field wall. Now stepping in will be shortstop Joseph Keelholz. Keelholz from Bonnets Mill, Missouri, 5'11", 195-pounder, bats from the left-hand side of the plate. He throws as a right-hander, and he's a freshman at Northwest Missouri State. First pitch to him. That one on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. He enters hitting a .240, has 6 hits and 3 ribbies. He has walked 5 times, struck out 4 times. 0-1 pitch. That one upstairs and a bit outside. That'll take the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. As we're still scoreless here in the bottom of the second inning. 1-1 count with 2 outs here. Next offering. That one's in there for strike number 2. Keelholz was trying to bail out of there. That looked like that was a bit inside. So the 1-2 pitch with 2 outs here is on its way. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And that will be a 1-2-3 inning. So no runs, no hits, and no errors. As we go to the top of the 3rd inning, still scoreless, you're listening to exclusive coverage, Renegades Baseball, here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Set the bar high and just go for it. You are destined for greatness.
Is it my imagination? Or is everyone telling me I'm already the next big thing?
Find your perfect self and follow your dreams.
My dreams weren't going so well. For some reason, life was feeling dark and I couldn't snap out of it. All I needed was a little support and a few new ideas. YourLifeYourVoice.org helped me get my life back on track. I can take it from here.
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker, new from Be Normal.
This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
We go to the top of the 3rd innings. It'll be batters 8, 9, and 1. As the Mustangs will lead off with catcher in Coleman Fenton. So Fenton will be the first batter of the inning. Fenton hitting a .222 so far this season. Does have 5 strikeouts. Has committed 2 errors in the field of play. He's the catcher for tonight's game. Essel's first offering outside, ball one. Pitch on its way, and that one's going to be a bouncing ball hit to second base over to first in time for the 4-3 put out. Deal to Mize. So quickly, 2 pitches in and 1 out. Second baseman Noah Bodenhausen will step in. Bodenhausen, he's hitting a .231 stepping in. 7 walks and 3 strikeouts. First pitch to him called strike 1. He's a right-handed batter. So he will step back in. Down in the count at 0-1. That one in there for strike number 2. So it'll be no balls and 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the third. Next offering, that one upstairs. That'll take it to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Elsel will look in, gets the sign, and a bouncing ball off of Helsel's glove, and it's going to be a single. As he tried to field it, but just couldn't get it cleanly in the glove, and that'll be a 1-out infield single. So back up to the top of the order, as left fielder Brady Holden, he will step in. He's a left-handed batter. So he has 1 on and 1 out here, as Bodenhausen will be standing at first base, has a decent lead over there. First pitch, that one on the outside corner for strike number 1. He was a strikeout victim in the first inning as he led off the game. A 1 pitch. That one's going to be a little blooper hit into left center field, and we're going to have a runner on third base and a runner at first base now, as Holden just bloops that into left center field. He's rewarded with a single. Center fielder Sam Cassane, he will step in now. So Bodenhausen standing at third base. Holden standing at first. 1 out here. First pitch to Cassane in there for strike number 1. So he will step back into the left-hand batter's box. A 1 pitch. That one hit him, so it'll be bases loaded. So designated hitter Michael Pauley, he will step in. Has the bases loaded here as we play in the top of the third inning. 1 out. We've seen the Renegades work out a jam similar to this, so to see if they can work their magic. Elsel will get the sign he wants. Right-handed offering is going to be a high fly ball. Hit into right field, and 1 run will score. There's more towards center field, but that will be an RBI there, so that will give the Mustangs a 1-0 lead. Sean O'Malley will step in with 2 on and 2 outs here. First pitch to him, downstairs. For ball 1. So he will be ahead in the count. and 1-0. Next pitch. He's going to hit a high fly ball. Going back on it is Dell in center field. He'll stop at the warning track, make the catch for out number 3. However, there was 1 run scored on the sacrifice fly to left center field, and it gives the Mustangs the 1-0 lead. We'll pause and be back. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
It costs so little to teach a child to love, and so much to teach him to hate. These simple but profound words from our founder are at the core of each parenting strategy you'll find at boystown.org/parenting.
Teach me respect.
Teach me patience.
Teach me love.
Visit boystown.org/magnet to receive a Teach Love magnet as a reminder that the change we want to see in our world begins at home. And Boys Town is there to help along the way.
I want to get back to kissing the cheeks of my grandbabies, making Sunday dinner with a house full of family and lots of laughs.
COVID-19 has changed how we live and how we feel. But now, there are vaccines. And they are the very first step that let us get back to what we miss most. It's okay to have questions.
Is it safe?
Should I wait? Now, get the facts. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
The Renegades trail by a score of 1-0 here as we enter the bottom of the 3rd inning. They'll send hitters 7, 8, and 9 as center fielder David Dell will lead off. He's from right here at Jefferson City, Missouri, 6 foot, 170-pounder. He's a right-handed batter and thrower, and he's a freshman at Columbia College. So he will step in, taking a look at Meek League action. Mudcats leading the Bombers at Sedalia 2-0, and the Des Moines Peak Prospects leading the Clarinda A's at Clarinda 2-0. Dell steps in, first pitch to him. He's going to hit a fair ball down the third base line. That'll get to the corner, so he will have at least 2, and I think they're going to hold him up there, and they will. So he has a lead-off double. Had to wait to see if that thing was in foul territory or fair territory, but got over the bag, so he's standing at second base. Third baseman Jason Marte will come to bat now. He is from Bronx, New York, a 6 foot, 185-pounder, bats right, throws right, a freshman at State Fair Community College over in Sedalia. So the Bombers, again, trailing in Sedalia. They're hosting the Mudcats 2-0. So runner on second base, no outs here, as the Mustangs lead 1-0. Marte steps in. Smith looks in, checks the runner at second at his first offering. That'll be in there for strike one, caught the inside part of the plate. So that will take it to an 0-1 count. Dell standing at second base with the leadoff double. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike two. Marte just couldn't quite catch up to it. So he will step in and step off the mound, does Smith. Thought about throwing to second, but did not. Marte will step in from the right-hand side of the plate. He'll shake the bat by his ear. That pitch is going to miss for ball one. I believe the catcher having a conversation. That's Fenton having a conversation with the umpire standing behind him. Smith's 1-2 offering. Nobody out. Runner on second base. 1-2 pitch on its way. That one in the dirt. And going down to third base will be Dell on the wild pitch. So he's in scoring position. No throw down there. So it'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Nobody out. Runner on third base with Dell. Marte at bat. His first of the game. That one's going to be inside, and we'll take it to full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Marte staying alive in there at an 0-2 counts, now taking it to full at 3-2. Three-two pitch on its way. That one called, strike 3. As Marte tosses the bat to the dugout, he was headed to first base, but he will get called back. Stepping in now will be catcher Al Claro. He is from Aruba, 5'7", 170-pounder, bats and throws right. He's a sophomore at Northwest Missouri State. First pitch to him, that one upstairs. The sun finally getting behind one giant cloud. It's also starting to go down behind the tree line, so it's starting to cool off here at historic Ernie Vivian Field. That pitch downstairs. Ball 2, that one in at the ankles of Claro. So he will be ahead in the count at 2-0. 1 out here. Dell standing at third base as the Renegades trail 1-0. 2-0 pitch. That one upstairs, ball 3. It'll be 3 balls and no strikes, 1 out here. We play bottom of the third inning. A 1 spot put up in the top of the third inning for the Mustangs. That one's going to be a ball hit on a button to the second baseman who will throw over to first, but he'll get credit for an RBI as we're tied at 1 apiece. Was a 4-3 sacrifice. So that'll be out number 2, but it does tie the ball game up at 1 apiece, so Claro gets high fives all the way around as he trots to the dugout. Now back to the top of the lineup. And second baseman Caden Deal. He flew out to center field first time up. He'll hit a bouncing ball to the second baseman. He'll glove it, throw over to first base, and a 4-3 put out, and that will take us to the end of the inning. However, the Renegades were able to score 1 and tie it up at 1 apiece. As we'll go to the top of the 4th inning, you're listening to exclusive coverage Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
As the COVID-19 vaccines become available, you may be asking yourself, should I get it? Will it help me get back to doing the things I love, like meeting friends or traveling? And can I do it without putting my family at risk? You've got questions, that's normal. So visit getvaccineanswers.org for the latest information on the COVID-19 vaccines. Getting back to the moments we miss starts with getting informed. It's up to you. A message brought to you by the Ad Council and the CDC.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie.
Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Of the 3rd inning, that's how we sit at a 1-1 score. Right fielder Ike Book hitting in the 5-hole tonight. He will step in. He's a left-handed batter. He's going to hit a ball straight up the middle off the mound. It'll go to second base, throw to first in time. That had shades of Monday night when the pitcher was hit on the first at bat. So Chase Spoonmore, third baseman, he will step in now. One out here. 4-3 put out, and that ball hit right up the middle. First pitch in there for strike number one. Spoonmore will be down in the count at 0-1. Helsel doing a great job of getting that. Had some movement left to right on it. That pitch going to be downstairs in the dirt. So that'll take it to 1 ball and 1 strike. One pitch. That one's fouled off into the net. So we'll take it to 1 ball and 2 strikes. We said Dunbar on Monday night was hit in his throwing elbow by the first batter. I think it was the second or third pitch. It was just a line drive straight up the middle and caught him on the arm. Another one hit foul, so we will go back to a 1-2 count. But Dunbar was hit on a line drive in the left-handed pitcher, so on that left arm, just right above the elbow. He left the game shortly thereafter. That one in the dirt. I'll take it to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Did talk to head coach Mike D'Amelia before the game today, and he said that he was doing okay. It's just a little sore, a little swollen. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here. As high fly ball is going to be hit to shallow center field, and making the diving catch is Dell. The thing died quickly once it got to the outfield. Looked like it was going to be a well-hit ball, but just kind of died, not a bunch of wind. It is blowing in a little bit. So shortstop Cole Slobowski, he will step in, right-handed batter. As he steps in, he hit into a 4-3 put out and is only at bat in the game. First pitch, that one in the dirt, ball 1. So he has 2 outs here as we play in the top of the 4th inning. Tied up at 1 apiece. That one straight down central for strike number 1. Helsel throwing some heat. He'll get the sign he wants. 1-1 pitch. That one in the dirt. Comes back my way. So that will take it to 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Dawson Schumann comes over and tracks that ball down. He's still getting some rest from hurting his arm the other night. And a little blooper hit off the end of the bat. And it's going to drop for a single in shallow center field. Just caught it on the end, but got enough of it to drop it in there for a 2-out single. So Slobowski will be standing at first base. The on-deck circle coming in will be Coleman Fenton. He'll take a second to shed his catcher's gear. So he will be coming in, taking a look at the other Mink League scores. Well, the Bombers trying to battle back. They're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. They trail by 1 at 2-1 as they host the Chillicothe Mudcats, and no change in the Peak Prospects and A's score as Clarinda hosting Des Moines. It's still 2-0 in favor of Des Moines. So we said that one's not live scored, but they do post updates periodically. 2 outs here, runner on first. That first pitch misses outside, ball 1. Fenton, a left-handed batter. So he will step back in. Helsel's 1-0 pitch. Well, we have time called, so it'll be on its way in just a little bit. So he'll look back in and get the sign. 1-0 offering. That one outside, ball 2. Helsel trying to get out of the inning with a runner standing on first base. There are 2 outs here. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike one. That got the batter and Fenton crossed up a little on into his hands, and he could not find any lumber on that ball. So Helsel will check the runner on first. That's Slobowski after getting the 2-out single. Next pitch, that one in the dirt. Clareau comes up ready to fire, but Slobowski does not go to second. So it's now a 3-1 count, 2 outs here. Slobowski takes a lead at first base. 3-2-1. That one's going to be hit into right field for a single as runner was on his way to second base with the pitch. So now it'll be first and third with 2 out here. Stepping in, second baseman Noah Bodenhausen. So he will step in. He had a single in the last inning when he was at bat. So he's 1 for 1 in tonight's game. Runners at the corners at first and third. Slobowski at third base, Fenton at first base. Hussel's first pitch outside, ball 1. He'll step back on the rubber. Try to compose himself. He's got 2 outs here in the inning, looking for the third one. 1-0 pitch. That one's going to be a chopper. Hit to Marte, and he'll throw it, and he will not have it in time as he mishandles it, and a run will score. And the Mustangs take the lead back at 2-1. Didn't get a good handle out of his glove on it. So everybody's going to be safe. Slobowski will score. Fenton at second. Bodenhausen at first base. Brady Holden, top of the lineup, will step in now. 2 on, 2 out. That ball in the dirt. Nobody's going anywhere. Holden, last time up, he was hit by pitch, and he led off the game with a strikeout. So he'll be in the head in the count at 1-0. One-0 pitch. That one upstairs, ball 2. Helsel still pitching here as we play in the top of the 4th inning. He drew the start tonight. Renegades trailing 2-1. A 2-0 pitch. That one upstairs. Way outside. That'll be ball 3. We're going to have a conversation on the mound. So we'll take a look again at the Mink League scoreboard. As top of the 3rd inning, the Mudcats are at bat. The Chillicothe Mudcats, they lead the Sedalia Bombers. That game at Sedalia, 2-1. And the Clarinda A's, they are trailing at home to the Des Moines Peak Prospects. That 2-0, that at Clarinda Municipal Stadium. Of course, the game there in Sedalia at Liberty Park Stadium, and our game here at historic Ernie Vivian Field. So we're in the top of the 4th. Mustangs leading 2-1. Holden steps back in. He's ahead in the count at 3 balls and no strikes. 2 outs here, 2 runners on. As Helsel will throw to second base, and they're going to say runner is back safely. Almost had him. That was a good whirl around and throw to second. Keelholz coming over to cover the bag. As they just about got Fenton napping over there. He stays a little closer to the bag. He'll back up a little bit. That pitch in there for strike 1. I'll take it to 3 balls and 1 strike. He said Fenton almost got picked off there, but They'll take a healthy lead. Runners at first and second. That pitch is going to be hit into foul territory down the third base line. So what started off as a 3-0 count has now been taken to full at 3-2. Elsel trying to get out of the inning after just giving up one run. 2 outs here. 3-2 pitch. Payoff pitch on its way. That one fouled off the exact same spot. So we'll do it again. So the payoff pitch, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here, 2 runners on, top of the 4th inning, is on its way. That one's going to be a little blooper hit into right field, and we're going to have a throw over, and it'll get the runner at third base. And it will get the runner. So the run does not count. They got the runner across, but thrown out at third base will take the run off the board. But they were able to score 1 run, so the Mustangs lead 2-1. We'll pause here and be back as you're listening to exclusive coverage of Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
America's veterans have always stepped up and made great sacrifices. But with the COVID-19 crisis, many veterans are struggling to make ends meet or get the care they need. DAV has helped ill and injured veterans for 100 years, but today the need is greater than ever. You can help. Go to DAV.org to help provide critical support to veterans in need, or to learn more about DAV's free programs and services supporting veterans.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
Park over to get it on. He finally comes jogging out of the dugout. So the Renegades sit at 5-5 on the season. Mustangs sit at 5-3. As tonight's ball game here at Ernie Vivian Field. The Mustangs are leading 2-1 over the Renegades. We're nearing 8 o'clock here. As hopefully you're enjoying tonight's broadcast here on the Show Me Sports Network. Blake Gazaway here with you. As we'll be on the call all season long. If you haven't done so already, please look us up on social media, like our Facebook page. We appreciate the support. Try to post things for the team. Get the projected starting lineups. Also, our final score graphics and other things. Leading off the inning for the Renegades will be hitters 2, 3, and 4. That's Brady Voss, Carter Mize, and Hamilton Anderson. Anderson, the DH for tonight's game. So Brady Voss will step in, Mr. HBP. He's been hit an unprecedented 10 times this season. Like I said, I look for him to get hit some point tonight as well. Voss steps in. He walked the last time he was up. Right-handed batter. First pitch to him. That one upstairs, ball 1. Smith still on the mound for the Mustangs. Tried to drop that one into the strike zone, but could not. So 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out here as Voss leads off the inning. 1-0 pitch. That one's going to be hit into left field, and he's going to have a single. So he leads it off with a single as that one put right down central, and he had a lock on it. Now stepping in first baseman Carter Mize. Mize leads the team in hitting percentage at .400. He's had 16 hits, including 2 doubles. He's had 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. Had 4 stolen bases. He will have one on, nobody out here. First pitch to him. Laid off of that, ball 1. He thought about pulling the trigger, but did not. So it'll be 1 ball, no strikes, and nobody out here. Runner on first base, that's Voss. And have time called. Mize hit into a 3-6 double play to end the first inning. That's his only other at bat. Next offering from Smith is going to go over to first base. Voss back in time. We did see this quite often as Voss was issued a walk in the first inning, and we saw about 4 or 5 throws over to first base. Smith will check the runner. Now there's his 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss for strike number 1. Mize trying to give the Renegades a lead with the long ball as they trail 2-1 here. 1-1 offering. On its way. That went inside, and they're going to throw her to first base. Voss back in time. So that'll be 2 balls and 1 strike. As the sun has finally completely went behind the trees down right field. So it's cooling off here at the ballpark. Another throw over to first base. So Voss back safely. In the on-deck circle is Hamilton Anderson. He is DHing for tonight's game. So Mize ahead in the count at 2 balls and 1 strike. Nobody out here, runner on first. Next pitch to him, that one upstairs. That'll take it to 3 balls and 1 strike. Quite a system here that the Mustangs are using to get their calls in. They look over to first base. That one, ball 4. Look over to first base, then look over to the dugout, and at least for the catcher in Fenton. And the coach gives him a sign, which he will either relay on or he will take for himself on which pitches. So we have deuces flash 3 times, whatever pitch that is. So Hamilton Anderson, he will step in. He hit unassisted to an out at first base, unassisted to the first baseman. So nobody out here, runners on first and second as the Renegades starting to get a rally going here as we play in the bottom of the 4th inning. They trail 2-1. Pitch by Smith is a high fly ball. It's going to be going, and that puppy is out of here as Hamilton Anderson hits a 3-run home run over the River Oak sign in right center field. And that will give the Renegades the lead at 4-2. Anderson has back-to-back games with home runs. That thing went about 350 feet. And he will give the Renegades their first lead of the game. At 4-2. Right fielder Andrew Patton, he steps in. He has also had a couple of home runs this season so far. First pitch to him. He's going to hit it right back up the middle, and he'll have a single. Still nobody out here as we play in the bottom of the fourth. So Patton takes the first pitch right back up the middle, and he's going to be standing on first base. Shortstop Joseph Keelholz will step in. He's a left-handed batter. Was a strikeout victim in the second inning, his only at bat. His team leading 4-2 after they've scored 3 runs here in the bottom of the fourth inning, and they're still not done. Patton on first base takes the lead, nobody out here. Smith's first offering. That one outside, ball 1. So it'll be 1 ball and no strikes here. Keelholz digs back in. Next pitch to him, that one in the dirt outside. I'll take it to 2 balls and no strikes. Nobody out here. As Hamilton Anderson just went yard and gave the lead to the Renegades for the first time tonight. So they lead 4-2. They were down 1-0, tied it up in the third. Then we're down 2-1. That pitch outside, ball 3. Able to take the lead back were the Mustangs in the top half of this inning. They took it 2-1, but that 3-run homer makes it a 4-2 ball game. 3-0 pitch. That one on the outside part of the plate. 4, strike 1. So we'll be 3 balls and 1 strike. Runner on first base, that's Patton. Keelholz. At bat. That one outside, walked him. So he will trot on down to first base. Patton will go to second base. Center fielder David Dell will step in. He is 1 for 1, has a double. He got into the for just a second, but I believe we are back in business. So Dell will step in. As first offering to him will be on its way. That one in there for strike 1. So he will be down in the count at 0-1. Runners on first and second. Patton on second. Keelholz on first base. Still nobody out here as we play in the bottom of the fourth inning. Next pitch to Dell. He's going to crank that off the end of the bat. Right fielder misreads it, but does finally track it down. And that will be out number 1. Jason Marte, the third baseman, he will step in. He struck out last inning. He will step in from the right-hand side of the plate, has 1 out, 2 runners on, as the Renegades leading 4-2. The first offering from Smith. That one upstairs, ball 1. So Marte will be ahead in the count at 1-0. 1-0 pitch. Will be on its way shortly. Smith checks the runner at second. Long look in. That one fouled off. Marte just a little bit behind it. Fouls it off. So we'll take it to 1 ball and 1 strike. Mudcats still leading the Bombers in Sedalia. They're in the top of the fourth. It's a 2-1 score. No change at Clarinda as the Peak Prospects are ahead of the A's 2-0. And Patton's going to get caught trying to take third base. He's going to be in a rundown as they're going to say he is out. So he got greedy on the base path and gets thrown out. So he will get Out number 2. Keelholz does go down to second base. So will be a 1-ball, 1-strike count. 2 outs now. Runner on second base. That's Keelholz. Marte will foul that one off. Got it on his left ankle or left shin. So that will put him down to the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So he will step in, trying to protect the plate here. Two outs, 1-2 pitch. On its way. That one inside. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Keelholz will take a lead there at second base. Patton was caught stealing for that second out. Next pitch is going to be hit. Bouncing ball to the second baseman. He'll glove it, throw over to first base, and get the out in a 4-3 put out. However, that 3-run home run by Hamilton Anderson puts the Renegades on top at 4-2. We'll pause and be back. You're listening to exclusive coverage, Renegades Baseball, here on the Show Me Sports Network.
COVID-19 has changed how we live and how we feel. But now there are vaccines, and they are the first step that lets us get back to the things we miss most, like spreading the word without spreading concern, girls tripping instead of solo sipping, and talking smack with a side of mac and cheese. It's okay to have questions about COVID-19 vaccines. Now, get the facts. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when COVID-19 vaccines are available to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
As the Mustangs will send batters 2, 3, and 4 to the plate. They'll lead off with center fielder Sam Cassane, then designated hitter Michael Pauly, and first baseman Sean O'Malley. That will be the 3 that they will send up in the inning. Helsel still on the mound for the Renegades. He would like to make it a 1-2-3 inning and get his squad back up to bat. First offering. That one's in there for strike 1. Cassane, a left-handed batter. The 1 offering from Helsel. That one in the dirt. I'll take it to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-1 count. 4-2 Renegades lead. That one in the dirt. Will be ball 2. Two-one pitch. That one in there for strike number 2. There'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes. Foul ball. That's going to be hit off the inside leg of Cassane. I think he's okay. We'll make it still 2-2. Cassane asks for time. Now he steps back in. That offering outside. Take the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we're full now And 3 balls, 2 strikes, payoff pitch on its way. That one upstairs, walked him. So the leadoff walk issued for Cassane. Now stepping in, designated hitter, and Michael Pauly. Set in the on-deck circle. First baseman, Sean O'Malley. Pauly is 0 of 2, but does have a sac fly for one of the 2 runs. He's going to hit a high fly ball to shallow center field. And coming in and making the grab is Dell. That thing was hit a mile in the air, but he comes in, gets out number 1. First baseman Sean O'Malley will step in now. He is 0 for 2, hit into left field and center field for his 2 at-bats in the game. He'll step in left-handed side of the plate. Has a runner on first base. That's Cassane. They'll throw over, no tag applied. Throw over again. See, quickly up and off the bag. Helsel looks in, gets the sign he wants. First pitch in there for strike 1. So we play 1 runner on, 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Helsel checks the runner at first. That's Cassane. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. They did appeal. It was trying to see if Cassane was going down to second base, but he was not. Ball was low, but it was swung on for strike 2. O'Malley down in the count at 0-2. Also will check the runner at first. His 0-2 pitch. That went in the dirt. And runner's going to go down to second base as goes in and out of the glove for Clareau. So Cassane will be down at second base now. Helsel looks in, gets the sign. 1-2 pitch. That one's going to be a hard hit ball to left field. Diving, making the grab is Voss. He slides down and gets that for out number 2. Well, if he didn't grab that, that's for sure a run. But he gets the glove on it. Now stepping in right fielder, Ike Book. He walked and was out in a 4-3 putout. So he will step in from the right side of the plate. As a runner on second base, 2 outs. Renegades leading 4-2. First pitch outside for ball 1. We play here in the top of the 5th inning. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Cassane on second base. A pitch outside, ball 2. So Book will be ahead in the count at 2 balls and no strikes. Helsel's 2-0 offering. Forthcoming, he checks the runner. That pitch in there for strike 1 that caught the outside part of the plate. So that'll take it to 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. 2-1 pitch. And a hot shot hit to Mize. He'll glove it. He'll step on the bag at first base unassisted to get the out. Well, they got a runner on. They got him moved over to second, but couldn't do anything with him. So it's still a 4-2 ball game. Renegades leading. We'll pause and be back. You're listening to exclusive coverage Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Military life can have its challenges, but sometimes veteran life brings more.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Greg Gatson, Army veteran.
DAV helps veterans and their families get the benefits they've earned.
Today, I'm an entrepreneur, photographer, and public speaker, and I never tire of standing tall.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory is just being the best that I can be.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Crooked teeth may embarrass kids whose families can't afford braces, and trying to fix their teeth themselves can make things worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. For children and teens who qualify and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, treatment can be life-changing and help them smile with confidence. Learn more at aaoinfo.org.
We go to the bottom of the fifth inning as the Renegades will send hitters 9, 1, and 2 up. That'll be catcher Al Claro, second baseman Caden Deal, and left fielder Brady Voss. So far the line for the Mustangs, 2-5 and 0, so that's 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and for the Renegades, 4 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. It's taking a look at the other games around the Mink League, as the Mudcats still leading the Bombers in Sedalia, that 2-1. And the Des Moines Peak Prospects still leading the Clarinda A's 2-0 at Clarinda. So Claro will step in. He had an RBI sac play earlier. First pitch to him, in there for strike 1. Still on the mound is Dawson Smith. As he works here in the bottom of the fifth inning. 0-1 pitch on its way. That one inside for ball 1. So that'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Claro will swing the bat at his waist. Now he'll put it back by his right ear. A pitch upstairs. That goes for ball 2. So it'll be 2 balls and 1 strike. Claro digs back in. Smith's 2-1 offering. On its way. That one's going to be a hot shot. Hit to the third baseman. He'll glove it, throw over to first in time, and got him in a 5-3 putout. So that will be out number 1. Now batting will be second baseman Caden Deal. Deal steps in, having an 0-for-2 night tonight. Well, he's consistently been in the top 3 of the team batting average. So he steps in, first pitch to him. That one on the outside corner for strike 1. So he will be down in the count at 0-1. As we're nearing 8:30 here at historic Ernie Vivian Field. A 1 pitch. That one upstairs for ball 1. So that'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Said Dawson Smith on the mound for the Mustangs. Renegades lead 4-2 as we play here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They are looking to add to their lead. 1 out here as Deal bats. 1-1 count. Next pitch, he's going to foul it to my left. So he will be down in the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. One out here as we play. 4 runs for the Renegades, 2 for the Mustangs. 1-2 pitch. That one's going to be a ball hit into left field for a single. I told you, Deal He's in the top 3 of the team, and he shows it right there. Now stepping in, left fielder for tonight's game, Brady Voss. He had a single last time at bat, took a walk in the first inning. Like I've said, I would be shocked if he didn't get hit by a pitch here. That one in the dirt, ball 1. Deal does not go on that wild pitch. It wasn't quite far enough away from home plate. So Voss will dig back in. He said he's been hit 10 times this season, more than any other player in the Mink League. That pitch outside. That'll take it to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes here, 1 out. Runner on first base. That pitch is going to be in there for strike 1. Voss will step back in. Two balls and 1 strike count. Pitch over. Throw over to first base, and Deal is back in time. So 2 balls and 1 strike, 1 out. Again, throw over to first base. Deal back, plenty of time. Two balls and 1 strike, 1 out, runner on first. Voss at bat. Big rip there and no connection, so that'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Voss steps back in. He's got 1 out here, runner on first base. 2-2 pitch on its way. That one way upstairs. Fenton comes up like he's going to throw down to first base, but does not. So full count now at 3-2. Payoff pitch from Smith will be on its way. Checks the runner. There's the pitch. That one's going to be fouled into the Renegades dugout. It's like everybody's okay over there. However, it was about 6 inches over Dawson Schumann's head. So again, 3-2 pitch. Forthcoming. Also open up his stance just a little bit. 3-2 pitch, that one upstairs, walked him. So he's had 2 walks issued to him tonight. So he will jog on down to first base. Deal will go to second. Carter Mize steps in. He's hit into a 3-6 double play and walked the last time he was at bat. Does lead the team with hitting a 400 going into tonight's game. 2 on, 1 out here as we play the bottom of the 5th inning. He'll rest the bat on his shoulder, left-handed batter. Smith's first offering is upstairs as runner goes to third base. That is Deal. Stolen base for Deal, so runners on the corners at first and third. Voss with the walk on first. And Deal on third with a single, the walk, and a stolen base right there. The 0-1 offering to Mize. That one's out, and Voss will go down to second base with the stolen base. Smith having some problems here as It is a 2-0 count with one out here. Runners on second and third now. Mize steps in. Rests the bat on his shoulder. Now Smith comes ready. There's his pitch. That one upstairs, ball 3. So the count goes 3 balls and no strikes. As Smith will look in and get the sign. Has Deal on third base, Voss on second base. That one downstairs walked him. So Mize has issued back-to-back walks. Well, now the question is, what do you do? Because in the on-deck circle, walking in is Hamilton Anderson, and he just had a 3-run home run. Last inning, he's had back-to-back games with a home run. And Smith's game is going to be done. They are going to bring in a new pitcher, so Smith will take a seat. We'll see who the new pitcher is they bring into the ball game. So bases loaded with one out here. Going to be a right-handed pitcher. .34. So 34 is into pitch. We'll see who this might be. Be a second here while I get the roster loaded. That is Will Hahn. So Will Hahn comes in. He is not from anywhere. He has no height, no weight, no hometown. So, but I can tell you he throws right-handed. He is 2-0 as he's pitched in 3 games. 2 of those were starts that he got the win on. He comes in with a 0.0 ERA. Has 1 save, pitched in 6 innings, 11 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's only given up 2 hits, so he has come on and done quite a good job this season for the Mustangs. So Hamilton Anderson, he will dig in after he had a 3-run home run last inning. See if he can do the same here, but get a 4-run homer and a grand slam. First pitch. That one on the outside corner for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch from Hahn. On its way. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Anderson took a big cut there. Could not connect with it. So it'll be no balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out here as Hahn in after this pitching change in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 out, bases loaded. Anderson will call for time. So he will step out. Now he'll step back in. 0-2 pitch. Forthcoming. Hahn's 0-2 offering. And that one's going to be hit a mile high, and it's going to be taken by the shortstop behind the third base bag. That will be out number 2. So right fielder Andrew Payton, he will step in. He had a single straight up the middle last inning. Also has had a 6-3 putout. So he is 1 for 2 on the night. So he will step in. 2 outs, bases loaded here. Right-handed batter. First pitch in there on the inside part of the plate. 4. Strike 1. He's going to step back in. 0-1 pitch on its way. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Two outs here. Hahn trying to work out of the bases loaded jam that he inherited. Joseph Keelholz, the shortstop, in the on-deck circle. Peyton will windmill the bat around a little bit as Hahn takes a long look in. Now he cocks the bat above his right shoulder. That pitch, swing and a miss, and that is out number 3. So bases loaded and couldn't score any runs, but the Renegades do lead 4-2. We'll pause and be back. You're listening to exclusive coverage Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
This is my husband, Alex Hussey. Alex is about 2 weeks away from coming home.
And I stopped on the bomb. Lost my legs and my left hand in an explosion.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there. With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small. DAV helps veterans and their families get the benefits they've earned.
Look at that smile! You did it!
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Extinction is forever. To save America's most iconic and imperiled species from extinction, we must fight for their future. Fight to save the natural lands that wildlife call home. Fight to limit pollution. Fight for smart development. Fight for their future. And fight for ours. For so goes nature, so goes us.
We go to the top of the 6th inning. As the Mustangs will send in batters 6, 7, and 8. That's third baseman Chase Spoonmore, shortstop Cole Slobowski, and catcher Coleman Fenton. So that is who they will send to bat as the Renegades lead by a score of 4-2. Have a new pitcher in the ball game for the Renegades. I'll get that in a second. Don't know if it's the right number. Don't have the other roster in front of me, but I believe that might be Colin Demmel. He's wearing the right number anyways. Either way, that will close the book on Caden Hessel, as he'll pitch 5 complete innings, only give up 2 runs and 5 hits. First pitch, that one downstairs, ball 1. Chase Spoonmore, the third baseman, he has flown out to center field twice, so he's 0 for 2 on the game tonight. I believe that is Demmel. That's a hard hit ball, is going to be into left field. As second pitch, he rockets that into left center field. He'll be standing on first base. So now stepping in will be shortstop Cole Slobowski. He's hit into a 4-3 putout and had a single. Last time up, he did end up reaching home for that 1 run they scored 2 innings ago. Runner on first base. First pitch Inside almost hit Slobowski. So Colin Demmel is on the mound for the Renegades. He'll check the runner at first base. 1 ball, no strikes, no outs. Runner on first. That pitch in there for strike 1. So that'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So we play top of the 6th inning. Renegades leading 4-2. 1-1 pitch. That one's going to be a little blooper, and coming over is Peyton. He's going to dive and does not make the catch, and runner will go to third base. As it'll be runners on second and third now. Slobowski just hits that on the button, and he will be down at second base. So catcher Coleman Fenton, he steps in. So Fenton will be batting, left-handed batter. Those runners on second and third. Nobody out here as Demmel comes on in relief. Giving up 2 hits on the 2 batters he's faced. First offering to Fenton. That one a swing and a miss. Nice job of Claro to get back and be ready to throw it to home plate. Runner does not go home. So Demmel will walk back to the mound. Runners on second and third base here in the top of the 6th inning. Renegades leading 4-2. Mustangs at bat, though. Let's pitch that one in the dirt. So Fenton will be ahead in the count at 2 balls and no strikes. No outs here. Colin Demmel takes a couple of deep breaths. He'll get the sign he wants. There's his 2-0 offering. Down outside, ball 3. So we'll be 3 balls and no strikes. First base is unoccupied, but don't really want to load him up for Noah Bodenhausen, rather. He's 2 for 2. That one in there on the outside corner for strike number 1. So Fenton steps back in. He'll get the bat ready. And he's going to foul that one out of play down the third base line, so that will take it to a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we play here at historic Ernie Vivian Field. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Demmel's payoff pitch is on its way. That one's going to be a high fly ball. Dell going back. He will get it, and he's going to throw over to third, not in time, and that'll be 1 run scores on that sacrifice fly. But that does score 1 RBI for the Mustangs, so they cut that lead down to 1 at 4-3. 1 out here in the inning. Runner on third base. Bodenhausen. He is 2 for 2. 2 singles and an RBI. Big cut there and a miss for strike 1. Demmel on the mound here for the top of the 6th inning. 4-3 ball game. Renegades leading the Mustangs. 0-1 pitch on its way. That one fouled back. Be 0-2. So that will be no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on third base, that's Slobowski. Slobowski doesn't take a very big lead at third. Now he takes a little bit. That pitch in there for strike three. Dimmel gets the K of the backwards kind. That'll be out number 2. Now stepping in, left fielder, Brady Holden. Holden, a left-handed batter. Dimmel trying to get out of this inning. 2 outs, first pitch in there for strike 1. Walked the first 2 runners. This came back to get a sac fly and a strikeout. There was a RBI on that sacrifice. Dimmel's 0-1 pitch. In there for strike 2. Now he's down, trying to get back-to-back strikeouts after giving back-to-back hits. So Dimmel steps back in, shakes off the sign. Guy gets the one he wants. 0-2 pitch on its way. That one's going to be a blooper hit on the money. He might have broke the bat, but hits it in the direction of Mize, and he will catch it, and that will be out number 3. So that looked like that was a potentially disastrous inning. Mustangs were able to get 1. However, they would not score anymore. Renegades still have the lead at 4-3. We'll pause and be back. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
To me, the most important thing about being in the human race isn't winning. It's participating, living life to the fullest. Emphasis on living. This is what makes life, life. Yet how much of life are we willing to miss out on? Untreated hearing loss affects our mobility. It increases the risk of falls by 50%. Good hearing health is essential to staying engaged and doing what we love. Hear well and stay vital. Get a hearing health check every year.
After I came home from Iraq, I could still hear the booms. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
DAV helps veterans get the benefits they've earned.
Thanks to DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Renegades' lead has been cut down to 1, but they're still leading at 4-3. They'll send hitters 6, 7, and 8 to the plate. That's shortstop Joseph Kuhlholz, center fielder David Dell, and third baseman Jason Marte. First pitch to Kuhlholz is well outside. That's ball 1. He will be ahead in the count at 1-0. That one in there for strike 1. Kuhlholz now has an even count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hahn still on the mound. Pitch, that one low. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. It's turned into a beautiful evening here at the ballpark, here at historic Ernie Vivian Field. 2 balls, 1 strike, and a bouncing ball. That's going to go foul down the first baseline, so that'll take us to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Taking a look at the other Mink League action, top of the 5th inning at Sedalia. The Bombers have reclaimed the lead over the Chillicothe Mudcats 3-2. And the Peak Prospects still leading the A's at Clarinda. It's 5-3 now. Not sure what inning they're in. They don't live score it. They just give periodic updates. 2-2 pitch. And a bouncing ball is going to go to the third baseman. He'll glove and throw it in time to get the out. Keelholz was trying to beat it out, and it goes as a 5-3 putout. He might have broke his bat on that, too. They need to check that lumbar. Pretty sure I heard a little bit of distinctive cracking, and he's going to look at it as he goes back. So David Dell will step in. One out here as we play in the bottom of the sixth. He's had a double and popped out to left field. First pitch. That one in there for strike one. And good movement on that. It looked like it was potentially going to hit him and then slides across the strike zone for strike one. No balls. One strike and one out here. So we play in the bottom of the sixth inning. 0-1 pitch. That one misses inside. Ball one. Couldn't quite get the movement on that one. Did Hahn. 1-1 pitch. On its way. That one in there for strike two. Got the inside part of the plate. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. One out here. Renegades leading 4-3. 1-2 pitch. Fouled that one off, so we'll keep her at 1-2. So we're nearing 9 o'clock here at the ballpark. Dawson Schumann will jog out a few more baseballs. As we said, he's letting that shoulder rest. He injured several games back. He had a tough play at third, threw from third to first and hurt his shoulder. That one out of the glove of the catcher. I'm trying to see if it's a foul ball or hit Dell. That's what head coach Mike D'Amelia in to talk to him, and Dell says the same thing, that he got hit on the forearm. He has checked that forearm several times, but the umpire did not see it that way. He says it was a foul ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now, 1 out here. Next pitch on its way. That one in the dirt. That'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 offering from Hahn. He is on its way. That one missed, so that will take us to a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. The umpire giving a warning over to the dugout for the Mustangs. Time called. So Dell will step out, has a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out here. So we play in the bottom of the 6th. Renegades leading 4-3. Full count pitch is swung on and missed for out number 2. Third baseman Jason Marte will step in. Four runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for the Renegades. 3 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for the Mustangs. Marte steps in. He is 0 for 2 on the night. First pitch, swing and a miss. Big cut there, no connection. So he will dig back in. Down in the count at 0-2. Hahn trying to make this a 1-2-3 inning. 0-1 pitch. That one downstairs. Ball one. So Hahn will look in. He'll get the sign he wants. Marte at bat. 1-1 pitch on its way. Swing and a miss for strike two. The ball had some movement on it and got Marte crossed up. One ball and two strikes. Hahn's next pitch on its way. That one in there for called strike three. Marte trying to plead his case, but it'll be to no avail. As that will be a 1-2-3 inning. We will go to the top of the seventh inning here as the Renegades lead 4-3. We'll pause and be back. You're listening to exclusive coverage Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
I left the military with a traumatic brain injury. I came home to fight depression, anxiety, and alcohol.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Madam Greathouse, Army veteran.
DAV helps veterans get the benefits they've earned.
With DAV's help, I've built a new life for myself.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory is just experiencing life.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
If you are struggling to afford your internet bills during the pandemic, there's a temporary government program that may be able to help. It's called the Emergency Broadband Benefit, and it provides up to a $50 monthly discount on your broadband bill to qualifying households. Find more information about the program, including if you qualify and how to enroll, at fcc.gov/broadbandbenefit, or call toll-free at 833-511-0311. That's 833-511-0311. 311.
We go to the top of the seventh inning. A new pitcher on the mound. I have that number in my roster. I believe that is Grayson Ehrman. So we go to the top of the seventh inning here. Renegades leading by a score of 4-3. So Eierman on the mound. So that's not who that is. That is Caleb Haley out there. So Caleb Haley on the mound. First pitch into Sam Cassane is called strike one. Thank you for that. So he's wearing a different number tonight. Haley on the mound. And there's going to be a single hit into right field. And Cassane will be on first base with a leadoff single. So Caleb Haley, as we said, in on the mound. Designated hitter Michael Pauley steps in. He has one runner on, nobody out here as we play top of the seventh. He's going to hit that one a mile high. Claro comes over, he'll make the out in front of home plate. That will be out number one. First baseman Sean O'Malley. Give you the stats for Caleb Haley. He enters the game. He's a freshman at William Woods. He's from here in Jefferson City. He's a right-handed thrower at 5'10", 210 pounds. And he has pitched in 2 games, 2.2 innings pitched. That one upstairs for O'Malley, so we'll be ahead in the count at 1-0. He's had 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and given up 4 hits. So Haley will step off the mound and check the runner back. Pauly will go back to first base. Sorry, not Pauly, that's Kissane. Haley's 1-0 pitch. Over to first base. Back safely is Kissane. One-run lead here at 4-3 for the Renegades. Next pitch, that one fouled straight back. So that'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike for O'Malley. He is 0 for 3 in the game today. He has a fly out to left field, a fly out to center field, and a fly out to left field. So a 1-1 offering from Haley. He'll check the runner at first. Time called. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out here. O'Malley at bat. Runner on first base. That's Kissane. That one in there for strike 2. Caught the outside part of the plate. That makes it 1 ball and 1 strike. So Haley will step back on the rubber and look in. Gets the sign, 1-2 pitch. And a ball hit to left field. Diving for it is Voss, and he makes the catch. Head first dive. He gets out number 2. Excellent play there for Voss. He gets a great hand for the crowd that is on hand. Right fielder Ike Book will step in. He has had a walk, a 4-3 put out, and hit out to first base unassisted. 2 outs here, runner on first base, 4-3 ball game, Renegades leading. Throw over to first base again. Safe, that was a lot closer. You hear the crowd groan. 3 or 4 of the Renegades players were out of the dugout because they thought that Kissane just got picked off of first base. Haley will get the sign he wants. First pitch, and a bouncer is going to be bobbled by Dell at second base. I don't know if he was trying to get the glove on it or if he was trying to hit it with his glove over to second base. But either way, it'll be 2 outs with runners on first and second. Now stepping in will be Chase Spoonmore. So third baseman has flown out to center field twice and had a single. And Haley on the mound for the Renegades, who lead 4-3 over the Mustangs of St. Joseph. Spoonmore steps in, 2 outs here. Runner on first and second. That's Kissane on second base and Book on first. First pitch is going to be a hot shot hit into left field, and they're going to send the runner home as Voss misplays it, and they're going to try to score 2 here. He finally gets it, and they're going to score 2, no problem. And the Mustangs will take the lead back with that hit into left field by Spoonmore. So the Renegades trail again. They trail by 1 at 5-4. Now stepping in will be shortstop Cole Slobowski. He's hit it out into a 4-3 put out. He had a single to center field, and he had a double last inning to right center field. Haley, 2 outs here. First pitch, that one in the dirt. Goes to the backstop. So Slobowski will be over to third base with that wild pitch. That's Spoonmore. Slobowski at the plate. 1-0 pitch. That one's fouled off. That'll take the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Slobowski has a 1-1 count. Haley looks in. 1-1 pitch. It's going to be a high fly ball hit towards shallow right field. And Peyton will glove it for out number 3. However, there were 2 runs scored in the inning. And it gives the lead back to the Mustangs at 5-4. We'll pause and be back. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
We worked our whole lives to save, just to spend it on time. With these 2, filling buckets of memories. This is what makes life, life. Yet how much of life are we willing to miss out on? Because even mild hearing loss doubles our risk of dementia. Yes, dementia. Good hearing health is essential to staying engaged and doing what we love. Hear well and stay vital. Get a hearing health check every year.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
What could you make possible as an organ, eye, and tissue donor? Leave behind the gift of life. Go to organdonor.gov. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
Seventh inning stretch time here at the ballpark. As we're just after 9 o'clock here at historic Ernie Vivian Field. Hopefully you're enjoying tonight's broadcast here on the Show Me Sports Network. Blake Gasaway here with you as we'll be bringing you the broadcast all season long of Renegades baseball. As we've said all season, if you haven't done so, be sure and like our Facebook page. Share it with your friends. Share it often. And share it everywhere you can. Let people know we're here carrying Renegades baseball as this has got the season started for the they're out to send somebody out to turn the lights off on a car that is blinding the pitcher. So it'll be just a second here before we begin play. But as we said, hopefully if you haven't done so, please like the Show Me Sports Network Facebook page. And we enjoy bringing the broadcast all season long. And like our page and share our information as often as you can. We appreciate you helping build our network, as this is our inaugural broadcast season with the Renegades, and this has got our network broadcast season underway, as this has been a project that's been worked on since October, and we are just now ready to get things underway. It's taken that long to get things, but we got started with game 1 of the season for the Renegades. Leading off will be hitter number 9, that's Al Claro, catching tonight's game. First pitch going to be in there for strike 1. I'll send batters 9, 1, and 2. Will the Renegades, who trail after giving up 2 the last inning, they trail 5-4. So Claro's down to the count at 0-1. That one upstairs takes it to 1 ball and 1 strike. They peel down to first base umpire, and he says no, he did not go around. So that'll make it 1 ball and 1 strike. No out here as we play in the bottom of the 7th inning. Just had the 7th inning stretch performed. 1-1 pitch. And that one's going to be a little blooper hit into center field, and it'll go to the wall, and Clareau will be in at second with a double. So Clareau will get a leadoff double here to start the bottom of the 7th inning, as the Renegades need to do some rallying as they trail by 1 at 5-4. Now back to the top of the lineup in Caden Deal. He had a single last time up, had a 4-3 put out before that, and led off the game with a fly out to center field. He will step in from the left-hand side of the plate. Has Clareau at second base. First pitch to him. He's going to take that one for a ball. So Deal will step back in. He's ahead in the count at 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out here with a runner on second base. Renegades trail by 1 at 5-4. 1-0 pitch. That one's going to be fouled off over the third base dugout. That will take the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. Next offering from Will Hahn will be on its way. He gets the sign he wants, checks the runner. That's Clareau at second. 1-1 pitch. That one called for a strike. Deal showed bunt and took it back. That thing was dropping rapidly and just caught the back end of the strike zone. In the on-deck circle, left fielder Brady Voss. He's had 2 walks and a single here in the game. So Deal steps back in down to the count at 1-2. Clareau at second base. Nobody out. 1-2 pitch. That went in there for strike 3. That's out number 1. Left fielder Brady Voss will step in. He's not been hit by a pitch yet in this game, so it's about time for him to do so. In the on-deck circle behind him will be first baseman Carter Mize. He hits in the 3-hole. Voss comes in having 10 hit by pitches this season. Hahn checks the runner at second. He'll check a second time. Now the first offering. That one in there for strike 1. Voss will be down to the count at 0-1. Hahn gets the sign he wants. A 1 pitch. That one downstairs. Ball 1. I'll take it to 1 ball and 1 strike. As Voss steps in. We said he's had a single and 2 walks in the game so far. Voss will windmill the bat now. He'll get it set. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. That one had some heat on it. Had enough on it to bounce out of the catcher's mitt. So Voss has to be careful now. So he's down to the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Clareau standing at second base. Renegades trail 5-4. Voss again windmills the bat. Several times now he gets it set. Hahn checks the runner. Second time. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. 4 strikeout. Number 2. First baseman Carter Mize steps in. He's hit into a double play and had back-to-back walks. He is leading the team in his hit percentage as he entered the game today, hitting a 400 clip. Mize has a runner on second base, 2 outs now. Steps in from the left-hand side of the plate. Hahn gets the sign. First pitch. That one outside, ball 1. So it'll be 1 ball and no strikes as The Mustangs leading the Renegades here as we play in the bottom of the 7th, 5-4. 1-0 pitch on its way. And that hit a mile high, and it's going to get out of play easily and go back out of play behind the first base dugout where the Mustangs are located. That'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. If Mize can reach base, designated hitter Hamilton Anderson will step in. He is second in the team entering the game with his hitting percentage. He was just .006 behind Mize, who's at bat right now. 1-1 pitch. That one upstairs. 4-2. As I said, between Anderson and Mize, there was .006 separating them from 1 and 2 and leading the team in their batting average. Clareau still at second base, 1-2 pitch. And that one's going to be a single that's going to be hit into right field. And Clareau's going to be waved home. Throw is way offline, and he's going to score, and we're going to be tied up apiece. As that'll be an RBI single for Carter Mize. And again, him and Anderson giving it a race to see who's going to come out of the ball game leading with their hit percentage. So we're tied up at 5 apiece. As Mize able to see a good-looking pitch from Hahn and take it into right field. Anderson will step in. He hit in to an unassisted out at first base. Also had a fly out, but in between those two, he had a 3-run home run. That was in the bottom of the 4th inning. So 2 outs here. Mize on first base. Big cut and a miss for strike 1. The ball was high. Anderson trying to give the lead back to the Renegades as we're tied up at 5 apiece. Hahn again checks the runner. He has a long look in. He'll check the runner at first base. Mize has a decent lead over there. That ball in the dirt. Mize does not go to second, so that'll be a 1-1 count now with 2 outs here as we play in the bottom of the 7th. They're tied up at Sedalia as the Bombers and Mudcats are tied at 3 apiece. That is in the bottom of the 7th. And Des Moines Peak Prospects are leading the Clarinda A's at Clarinda 5-3. That one's going to be fouled straight back, so Anderson will be down in the count at 1-2. So 1-2 count now with 2 outs here. Mize on first base. Hamilton Anderson at bat. He's 1 of 3, but that hit he had was a 3-run home run that gave the Renegades the lead. We're tied up at 5-5 now. He's going to hit a chopper, and it's going to go to the second baseman who will glove it, throw to first base in time. And that will be out number 3. That was a 4-3 put out. But the Renegades were able to score 1 and tie it back up as we're tied at 5 apiece. We're going to go to the top of the 8th inning as your score, Renegades 5, Mustangs 5. We'll pause and be back. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
There's just something about music that stirs the soul, makes us crank it, let go and come alive. This is what makes life, right? Yet what if too much of a good thing today could make us miss out on life tomorrow? 1 in 5 American teenagers now has some type of hearing loss. Loud noise is the most common cause. And these days, we're plugged in louder and longer than ever. Let's hear for life. Turn the volume down.
Roxanne Watson is on a mission to have more people sign up as organ, eye, and tissue donors. What drives her? Roxanne received a heart transplant made possible by an organ donor.
I decided that day to devote myself to signing up the most people in the United States. That's my goal.
Now she's a powerful force for good. What could you make possible as an organ, eye, and tissue donor? Leave behind the gift of life. Go to organdonor.gov. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources.
Stepped into the mound. He's a 6', 175-pound right-hander. He's a freshman at Texas San Antonio. He is from Cypress, Texas. He comes in here with a 2.884 ERA. He's pitched in 4 games, had one save, 6.1 innings pitched. 6 in the third innings, 13 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 5 hits. So decent outing for him in 6 in the third innings. He said he's pitched in 4 games and has 1 save. So he is finished with his warm-up tosses. As we go to play here at the top of the 8th inning, hitters 8, 9, and 1 will come to bat for the Mustangs. As we're tied at 5 apiece. Catcher Coleman Fenton, he steps in. He is hit into a 4-3 putout and unassisted out at first base and had a sac fly to center field that scored an RBI 2 innings ago. The Brewer gets the sign he wants. His first pitch, outside corner, strike 1. So Fenton down in the count at 0-1. That one called. Strike. To check the count, I thought it should be 0-2, but the scoreboard says 1-1. I think it's 0-2. Fenton, first batter here, and he's going to hit a foul ball down the left field line. And we'll keep the count at 0-2. So he will step back in from the left-hand side of the plate. I was wrong. They said that is the 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And he gets the first strikeout of the inning. Now stepping in will be second baseman Noah Boldenhausen. Bodenhausen has 2 singles and an RBI and has a strikeout, so he's 2 for 3 on the night. One out here. First pitch to Bodenhausen. Hit to the second baseman. He gloves it, throws over to first. And a 4-3 putout. Deal doing a nice job staying with that. As that hit the mound, changed its course just a little bit. Now top of the order we go to left fielder Brady Holden. Holden will step in. Brewer trying to make a 1-2-3 inning here. Long look in, gets the sign. First pitch, inside, ball 1. Holden is 2 for 4 on the night. He struck out, popped out to first base. But he's also had 2 singles. 1-0 pitch. That one upstairs, ball 2. So that'll make it 2 balls and no strikes as we play here in the top of the 8th inning. As we have 2 outs here. That one on the inside corner for strike 1. Five runs on 10 hits and no errors for the Mustangs. 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Renegades. 2-1 pitch. That one in there for strike 2. That was a beautiful looking pitch. So that takes it to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here as we play in the top of the 8th inning. Renegades will send hitters 5, 6, and 7 to the plate when they bat. Foul ball. We'll do it again. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here. Holden at bat. 2-2 pitch on its way. That one fouled off. So guess what? We'll do it again. Rowe goes back and gathers that one after it popped back into play from the net. Two-two pitch on its way. That one fouled back as well. So we'll do it again. Brewer coming in trying to retire the side here and make it a 1-2-3 inning and face the minimum batters in the inning. 2-2 pitch. That went in the dirt. Ball 3. This will be the 9th pitch here of this at-bat. Holden will step out, shrug the shoulders. Now he'll step back in. Next pitch from Brewer. That one misses for a 2-out walk. Here the crowd did not agree with that. Now batting center fielder, Sam Cassane. He has flown out to center, had a hit by pitch, a walk, and had a single in the last inning. He will step in, left-handed batter. First pitch to him in the dirt. LaRoe goes down and gets it. Keeps it in front of him. The runner in Holden will stay at first base. The 1-0 pitch. That one on the inside corner for strike 1. One ball, one strike, 2 outs here as we play in the top of the 8th inning. 1-1 pitch. That one's in there for strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as Cassane steps out and we're curious who got thrown out. Home plate umpire had enough. I was sneezing and didn't see who he threw out. So somebody's night's done, not sure who. Brewer noticed his third baseman was over, not in the dugout, but over by the dugout. He calls him back. Again, not sure whose night's done, but somebody's is done for the Mustangs. Plate umpires had enough. He did warn him once already. 1-2 pitch on its way. Swung on, missed, and held on to by Crow, and that will end the inning, as that will be out number 3. So they got 1 runner on, but could not do anything with it, as we're tied up again at 5 apiece. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. You're listening to exclusive coverage Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
A few years ago, Steve Faircow's lungs were failing.
I don't think I had more than a couple weeks to live.
That's when Steve received a lung transplant made possible by an organ donor. Now Steve can do things he never imagined, like climbing 94 floors to the top of a skyscraper.
I never knew that breathing could feel this good. It's an incredible gift.
What could you make possible as an organ, eye, and tissue donor? Leave behind the gift of life. Go to organdonor.gov, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
We go to the bottom of the 8th inning as the Renegades will send batters 5, 6, and 7. That'll be right fielder and Andrew Payton, shortstop Joseph Keelholz, and center fielder David Dell. As Payton has had a single, a strikeout, and a 6-3 putout. First pitch to him, big cut and a miss there for strike one. And the Bugs have come out to the ballpark here at historic Ernie Vivian Field. They tend to do that. A one pitch, a high fly ball is going to be hit to left field. Coming in and making the grab is the left fielder in Holden, and that will be out number 1. Shortstop Joseph Keelholz. He will step in. He has a strikeout, a walk, and a 5-3 putout. Keelholz steps in. That one on the inside for ball 1. So it'll be 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here as we're tied at 5 apiece. 1-0 pitch. That one's going to be hit, and it's going to go foul down the first base line. So that'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. As Keelholz has a 1-1 count. He'll step back in. 1 out here. We play bottom of the 8th. He's going to hit that one, and going back on it, and not going to make the grab is the right fielder. Couldn't see where it was going, but that hits again that River Oak sign, and that'll be a 1-out double. That thing gets to the wall, and Keelholz is standing at second base. Now stepping in will be David Dale, the center fielder. He's got a strikeout, a fly out to right field, and a double. So this would be a good time for him to maybe hit into another double, which would score Keelholz from second base. So we're tied at Mustangs 5, Renegades 5. First pitch to him. That one upstairs, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. 1 out here. Keelholz standing at second base. Dell at bat. 1-0 offering to him. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1 out here as we play in the bottom of the 8th inning. Just past 9:30 here at historic Ernie Vivian Field. Blake Gazaway here with you here on the Show Me Sports Network. 1-1 offering. That one downstairs, ball 2. So Dell trying to give his team back the lead as we're tied up at 5 apiece. Two balls and 1 strike, 1 out, runner on. That pitch is going to be hit in the air and going back on it and going back. Hope that wasn't somebody's head that just landed on. That one fouled out. Goes to my left, so it's somewhere by the entry of the ballpark. So it'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Keelholz standing at second. He's got a decent lead. They don't really hold him on. Hans, 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And that will retire Dell for the second out. Now stepping in will be Jason Marte. He's had 2 strikeouts and a 4-3 putout, so about time for him to get into the hit parade here. Marte from Bronx, New York. Right-handed batter. 2 outs here. Keelholz on second base. First pitch to him, swing and a miss. That'll be strike 1. So Marte steps back in. 0-1 count. Keelholz standing at second. Hahn checks the runner. A pitch upstairs. I'll leave the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Still tied at 3 apiece between the Mudcats and the Bombers. That at Sedalia at Liberty Park Stadium. They are in the bottom of the 9th inning, so they may be headed to extra innings. No update from Clarinda as the Des Moines team leading 5-3. 1-1 pitch. That went in there for strike 2. Marte was trying to bail out of there as that, again, has a movement where it gets over into the strike zone. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs here. Tied up at 5 apiece. Runner on second. That ball outside. So that'll take the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Marte looking for his first hit of the night. Ollie Clareau in the on-deck circle. He had a double last time he was up. We're going to have time called. Everybody will step out and get reset. Keelholz at second base, 2 outs here, 2-2 pitch from Hahn. On its way. That one hit Marte on the hand, and he will be jogging down to first base. As that was that strike he had the previous pitch, almost the same thing. He was trying to bail out of there and almost hit him. That time it does. So Al Clareau will step in, the catcher. He had a double last time he was up, 2 outs here. Good time for him to place another hit somewhere, get another RBI. He has 1 on the night, looking for RBI 2 and maybe 3. Tied up at 5 apiece, 2 outs here. Hahn's first delivery. I went in there for strike 1. A double Clareau had was just to the left of the scoreboard out in center field. Clareau down in the count at 0-1. 0-1 pitch. Big cut and a miss there for strike number 2. So no balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out here. Runners on first and second. Keelholz on second, Marte on first. Clareau digs back in. Hans, 0-2 pitch, forthcoming. That one's way upstairs. That'll take it to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Clareau will ask for time, so he'll get it granted. He'll step out. In 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here, 2 runners on. Keelholz at second. Marte at first base after he was hit by the pitch. Clareau digs back in. Hahn will shake off the sign. Now he gets the one he wants. 1-2 pitch on its way. That one misses for ball 2. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here as we play in the bottom of the 8th inning. We're tied 5 apiece. Clareau, 2-2 pitch on its way. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will end the inning. So we'll go to the top of the 9th inning, still tied at 5 apiece. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
We go to the top of the 9th inning, still tied at 5 apiece. They're still tied at Sedalia as the Chillicothe Mudcats are playing in Sedalia against the Bombers. They're tied at 3 apiece. As they'll send the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to bat to the Mustangs. Sit at 5-3 on the season. The Renegades sit at 5-5 on the season. That's in league games, I should preface. The record's actually 6-5 as they had that non-league win against the JC Legends, but in Mink League play. So Brewer still on the mound for the Renegades. First pitch in there for strike 1. So Brewer heading the count at 0-1. As we said, we play here in the top of the 9th inning. 0-1 pitch. That one downstairs. Takes the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball game, 2 hours and 45 minutes old. 1-1 pitch on its way. That one's going to be a hot shot ball hit to shortstop. Keelholz a glove over to Mize for the 6-3 putout. That will be out number 1. First baseman Sean O'Malley will step in. He is 0-4, had 3 flyouts to left field and 1 to center field. He will step in, a left-handed batter. 0-4 on the night. 1 out here as we play top of the 9th. First pitch goes by everybody. Mize will glove it at first base. That thing missed everybody and hit the concrete barricade. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here. Next pitch to O'Malley. Missed that one, ball 2. O'Malley's going to be ahead in the count at 2-0. Well, they're headed to extra innings in Sedalia. Swing and a miss. Big cut there. They're by him. That's 2 balls and 1 strike. Sedalia's going to extra innings. They're in the top of the 10th, still tied at 3 apiece as they host the Mudcats from Chillicothe. 2 balls, 1 strike pitch on its way. That one fouled off. That'll even the count at 2-2. 1 out here as we play top of the 9th inning. We're tied at 5 apiece. It's 5 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for the Mustangs, and 5 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors for the Renegades. That one is going to be fouled off, and we'll do it again out of the glove of Clareau, so we'll stay with 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we said, it's turned out to be a beautiful night here at the ballpark. So 2-2 pitch from Brewer will be on its way. Swing and a miss for strike 3. He came out throwing the heat. Now stepping in right fielder Ike Book. He's had a walk, a 4-3 put out, an unassisted out to first base, and in the 7th inning, he had a single. So he steps in with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. First pitch outside, ball 1. If the Renegades can get out of this inning, they'll have a chance to win another game in the bottom of the 9th inning like they did against the Mudcats Monday night. 1-0 pitch. That one downstairs, ball 2. So I will take it to 2 balls and no strikes and 2 outs here. Brewer, long look in. That one's in there for strike 1. Brewer had a long look in, but he finally got the call he wanted. As he gets the strike. So 2-1 count on its way. That one's going to be a high fly ball hit towards right field. Going back on it and making the grab for out number 3 is Peyton. So that will be a 1-2-3 inning as the Renegades will come to bat here in the bottom of the 9th inning. They have a chance to win it and go home and send everybody home a winner. If not, we'll be going to extra innings if they cannot manage to score any runs here in the bottom of the 9th. We'll pause and be back. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
My name is Caitlin. I'm 6 years old. I like to go to the beach with my cousins. When I was a baby, I was very sick. And then I got a liver transplant from my organ donor. It saved my life.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Using meth taught me everything about freedom, only not like you think. It taught me how easy it is to lose your freedom. If you think meth is taking control of you, ask for help. You have the power to be truly free. I know. I'm Jan, and I'm free from meth.
If you or someone you know is struggling with meth, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/meth.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 9th inning as we're tied at 5 apiece. We'll start at the top of the lineup as they'll send hitters 1, 2, and 3 to the plate. That's second baseman Caden Deal, left fielder Brady Voss, and first baseman Carter Mize. First pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. Blew it by him. Hahn still on the mound for the Mustangs. Deal has had a strikeout, a single, 4-3 putout, and a fly out to center field. 0-1 pitch from Hahn on its way. That one in the dirt, gets to the backstop. We saw the Renegades win Monday night in the bottom of the 9th inning. We were tied at 12 apiece, and they were able to get the winning run in the bottom half of the frame. Like to see the same here. They have the chance. They have the heart of their order coming up. Hamilton Anderson, he'll be up 4th if they can get that far. 1-1 pitch. That one on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Deal will dig back in. 1-2 pitch on its way. That one outside, ball 2. I'll leave in the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the Renegades looking to win it here in the bottom of the 9th inning, we're tied 5 apiece. 2-2 pitch. That's going to be a high fly ball hit to the infield. And the pitcher is going to make it a dangerous grab there as he had a hard time locating it, but he does finally get it for out number 1. Now stepping in will be left fielder Brady Voss. He steps in. He's had a strikeout, a walk, a single, and a walk. Doesn't have a hit by pitch, so he has 10 so far in the season. It's the only thing he hadn't had here yet that I would be expecting from him. So Hahn looks in, gets the sign he wants. First pitch. That one misses for ball 1. So Voss will step back in. He's ahead in the count at 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here. Bottom of the 9th inning. 1-0 pitch. That one fouled off the catcher, so that'll take it to 1 ball and 1 strike. First baseman Carter Mize in the on-deck circle. Hamilton Anderson will be up after that. Anderson has that 3-run homer in the 4th inning. So 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. 1 out, on its way. That one swing and a miss. 4 strike 2. Definitely have an interesting way to call pitches here. Catcher looks over and gets the sign from the pitching coach. So 1-2 pitch on its way. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And Voss goes down swinging. Now Carter Mize, first baseman, he'll step in. He's had an RBI single, 2 walks, and hit into a double play. He also has a couple home runs in this ballpark this season, so be a good chance for him to hit one out of the park and send us home a winner. We're tied up at 5 apiece here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Mize is ready. Hahn's first pitch to him, outside, ball 1. So they roll through the signs again. Catcher has a call sheet on his wrist that he looks at. Mize is going to hit a ball out of play. That one goes foul, so that will take the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs here, bottom of the 9th inning. So he said we're tied at 5 apiece. 1 ball, 1 strike. Count to Mize. Next pitch. That one in the dirt, gets to the backstop. So that will take it to 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike is Hahn will step back on the mound. So we near 10 o'clock here. Mize digs back in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Count, 2 outs here. Next offering, he'll foul that one back and out of play. So that'll take the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mize trying to stay alive. In the on-deck circle, Hamilton Anderson. A 2-2 pitch from Hahn, forthcoming. That one's going to be outside for ball 3. Got about half of the Mustang players were already started towards the dugout. They expected that to be a strike call. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Two outs here as we play in the bottom of the 9th. We're tied at 5 apiece. Full count pitch on its way. Swing and a miss for strike 3. and that will end the inning. So we're going to go 2 extras as we go to the top of the 10th inning, as our ball game is tied at 5 apiece. We'll go to the top of the 10th as you're listening to exclusive coverage Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. Learn more at wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Our daughter was diagnosed with scoliosis.
Lakari's right leg was shorter than the left.
Her issues were so rare.
I wanted the best treatment for my child's exact condition.
That's why we chose Shriners Hospitals for Children. They're leaders in research.
They develop advanced procedures.
Shriners Hospitals has some of the most innovative doctors in the world.
And they put all their expertise, all their love into treating my child.
Shriners Hospitals for Children. The most amazing care anywhere.
We go to the top of the 10th inning here as we're tied at 5 apiece. As Brewer still on the mound for the Renegades. 5 runs on 10 hits and no errors for the Mustangs. 5 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors for the Renegades. Leading off the inning will be their number 6 hitter and third baseman Chase Spoonmore. First pitch, he's going to line it into right field for a single. So he will be standing at first base with a leadoff single. He's had back-to-back hits. Had that single, a 2 RBI double, and a single in his last 3 at-bats. Now shortstop, Cole Slobowski will step in. He's had a 4-3 putout, a single, and a double, and flied out to right field. So he is 2 for 4. So Slobowski steps in. A good time to see a double play here. Slobowski's going to show bunt. Ball in the dirt. The runner does not try to go to second, so that's ball 1. Slobowski. See if he's going to show bunt again. He does. 1-0 pitch. He'll bunt down the first base line. And Brewers finally going to get him out as Brewer was trying to tag him, and Slobowski was wisely jogging back to home plate, trying to give the runner a chance to get over to get over to second, but he does not. Finally, Mize tags him out after Brewer throws to first base, so that's fielder's choice. 1-3 is out number 1. Coleman Fenton, the catcher, steps in now. So we play here top of the 10th inning. That going to be a bouncing ball. Hit over to the shortstop, over to first base for out number 2. So Keelholz to Mize. And the 6-3 put out for out number 2. Now stepping in second baseman Noah Bodenhausen. Bodenhausen is 2 of 4 with a single, a second single with an RBI, a strikeout looking, and a 4-3 putout. So 2 outs here, top of the 10th inning. 1 runner on. First pitch is high. Bodenhausen will be heading the count at 1-0. Brewer again looks in. Gets the sign he's looking for. Checks the runner at second. Checks the second time. Now the pitch home. That one upstairs, ball 2. Spoonmore standing at second base. He'll take a decent lead over there. 2-0 pitch, 2 outs. Brewers next offering, that one fouled off. That'll take the count to 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs here. As we said, we played extra as we're in the top of the 10th inning. Tied at 5 apiece. They're still in extra innings. They're in the top of the 11th at Sedalia as the Mudcats and the Bombers are locked at 3 apiece. 2-1 pitch. That one fouled off. So that'll take it to a 2-2 count. Brewer trying to get the 3rd out here and get out of the inning. Brewer will look in. Spoonmore on second base after that leadoff single. 2-2 pitch. That one in there for strike 3, and he got out of the inning. Called strike 3 as Bodenhausen was frozen. And after giving up the leadoff single, no damage is done. We'll go to the bottom of the 10th inning with our score tied at 5 apiece. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
No one should face breast cancer alone. I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. When I was diagnosed in 1980, there was no internet and little information available to make an informed decision. Today at NBCF, we help women at every step of their breast cancer journey. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. Learn more at nbcf.org/hope.
The sky is the limit this Giving Tuesday.
This is your moment to make a difference. Your monthly gift today can change my life forever.
Forever.
Big or small, your gift helps us all.
Because of people like you, I can climb stairs.
I can play baseball.
I can play basketball.
Join the movement and make your best gift today to Shriners Hospitals for Children.
Help patients like me by giving today.
We go to the bottom of the 10th inning as we're still tied at 5 apiece. Will Hahn still on the mound for the Mustangs as the Renegades will send hitters 4, 5, and 6 to the plate. They'll be leading off designated hitter Hamilton Anderson. He's 1 for 4 tonight. However, that one hit he does have was a 3-run home run. 350-footer over the right center field wall. He will lead off the inning, trying to get his team another walk-off victory. First offering to him. He's going to hit a long fly ball to right field, and that's going to win the game as that's going to be out of here. He is going to have a 2-home run night, and it's going to be another walk-off victory for the Renegades, as he will round the bases, and he will win the game as they're going to win by a final of 6-5. As the Renegades rally around him at home plate, and he just sent that one a mile in the air. As Hamilton Anderson, the game winner tonight, as first pitch swinging, he takes it yard. And he sends that over the right field wall. He's got a 2-home run game. Most importantly, that sends us home as a winner as that thing went out. We're going to say 325 feet. Again, these are just my unofficial guesses. But that thing, you knew it was gone as it left the bat. It was gone, and that is the game winner. So we needed just really one extra batter in the frame. That's all the Renegades needed, was an extra batter. But Hamilton Anderson wins the game, and the Renegades are now sitting with a 2-win streak, as they will have another well-earned and well-deserved day off tomorrow, as they earn that with an extra inning walk-off winner. And then they'll be back in action on Friday as the Sedalia Bombers will come to town. And that game, again, is 7 o'clock first pitch here at Ernie Vivian Field in Jefferson City. As we said, Hamilton Anderson, well, he's going to get the player of the game as he sent us all home a winner. And it's 2 wins in a row now for the Renegades as they were down in the 3rd inning, tied it back up, took the lead in the 4th, and then had the game tied back up, but hung with it and were able to get the victory with a 2-home-run night for Hamilton Anderson. Taking a look at the other Mink League games, refresh it real quick as it still shows 5-3 Des Moines leading Clarinda at Clarinda. And they're in the bottom of the 11th inning at Sedalia as the Chillicothe Mudcats have 3 and the Sedalia Bombers have 3. But that will do it for our game here tonight as we needed an extra frame. But the Renegades hold on and get the 6-5 final victory in 10. As that's going to do it for our broadcast this evening. Hopefully you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast here on the Show Me Sports Network. As we said, we have the day off tomorrow, and then we're going to be back in action as it's Game 4 of the 6-game homestand, as the Sedalia Bombers will come to town on Friday evening. So you want to be sure and come out to the ballpark then, as first pitch is at 7 o'clock. Pregame will be about 6:40 here on the Show Me Sports Network. As it's been a pleasure bringing you the broadcast this evening. As Blake Gasaway here with you until I talk to you on Friday evening for our pregame about 6:40, first pitch at 7 o'clock. So long and have a great evening. Serving fans throughout the Midwest and even more around the world, this is the Show Me Sports Network. The preceding was an exclusive broadcast property presentation of the Show Me Sports Network and was a high-fidelity, all-digital broadcast. This broadcast is copyrighted by the Show Me Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast without the Show Me Sports Network's written consent is prohibited.